The Great Pyramid of Giza, a monument that has stood for over 4,500 years, defying time, war, and nature itself. For centuries, it has been a symbol of ancient brilliance, a mystery wrapped in stone. But what if we told you that beneath this colossal structure, something far more astonishing has just been uncovered? Recent studies have revealed a shocking truth. Hidden beneath the pyramids of Egypt, there are pillars. Enigmatic, towering, buried deep beneath the sands, unseen for thousands of years. These structures, uncovered through advanced ground-penetrating radar technology, suggest that the pyramids were not built on simple, solid ground, but atop something even more ancient, something unknown, something that may rewrite history as we know it. The discovery of these underground formations has ignited a debate among Egyptologists and archaeologists. Some believe these pillars could be remnants of an earlier civilization, perhaps even the foundation of a forgotten structure predating the pyramids themselves. Others insist they are natural rock formations, yet their perfect alignment and geometric precision raise unsettling questions. What were these pillars used for? Were they supports for a long-lost temple? Could they be part of an advanced underground network designed to stabilize the colossal weight above? Or could they be something even more extraordinary? Evidence of a lost technology, one that helped the ancient Egyptians achieve feats that even today's engineers struggle to comprehend? The Egyptian authorities have remained tight-lipped about the findings. Some claim that further excavation could be too dangerous, that disturbing what lies beneath could cause irreversible damage to the pyramid itself. Others whisper of suppressed discoveries hidden away from the public eye, fueling endless theories and speculation. But the mystery goes even deeper. These formations, if artificial, may represent an entirely unknown phase of Egyptian history. The layout suggests planning, structure, and purpose. And yet, no historical record, no ancient text, no inscription mentions their existence. Could it be that these pillars belong to a civilization so old, so forgotten, that even the Egyptians themselves knew nothing of them? Consider the implications. If the Great Pyramid was not the first structure here, if something far older once occupied this sacred ground, then our understanding of Egyptian history is incomplete. The traditional timeline tells us that the pyramids were constructed around 2600 BC under the rule of Pharaoh Khufu. But what if the true origins of these sacred sites stretch back thousands of years further? There are those who believe that an advanced civilization, perhaps one lost to time, may have once thrived in this region, a culture capable of feats that modern science struggles to explain. We see hints of this theory in other discoveries across the globe. The megalithic ruins of Göbekli Tepe, the unexplained precision of Pumapunku, the submerged structures off the coast of Japan. All of them challenge mainstream archaeology. Could the pillars beneath the pyramids be the next great puzzle piece? And if so, what secrets do they hold? Were they tombs? Ritual sites? Could they have contained knowledge, texts, artifacts, or even evidence of an unknown race of builders? If so, why were they buried? And most importantly, who wanted them forgotten? The idea that an earlier civilization might have constructed something beneath the pyramids suggests a lost chapter of history, one that we are only now beginning to uncover. Some speculate that these pillars were part of an ancient power source, perhaps an energy grid that once spanned the region. Could the Great Pyramid itself have been more than just a tomb? Could it have been a machine, an instrument of a civilization far more advanced than we ever imagined? There are clues that suggest something unusual about the pyramids. The precision of their alignment with celestial bodies, the fact that their dimensions correspond to mathematical constants, the presence of strange magnetic anomalies detected within their walls. Could all of this be connected to what lies beneath? And what about the legends? The tales of underground chambers holding forbidden knowledge? Some ancient texts speak of a hidden hall, a vault of wisdom buried deep beneath the sands, containing secrets that could change the world. Could the pillars be part of this lost repository, a gateway to something greater? As we continue, we will explore deeper into this mystery. We will analyze the evidence, investigate the theories, and piece together a narrative that has remained hidden for millennia. Because the pillars are just the beginning. And as we venture deeper, the truth becomes even stranger than fiction. Part 2. The Lost Civilization Theory. If these pillars predate the pyramids, the question remains, who built them? Could they be remnants of an earlier civilization, one that thrived long before the Egyptians? The idea of a lost civilization predating dynastic Egypt is controversial, but it is not without precedent. Throughout history, there have been whispers of an ancient, advanced culture that mysteriously vanished. Mainstream archaeology tells us that the first advanced Egyptian civilization emerged around 3100 BC with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under Pharaoh Narmer. But some researchers believe that there were civilizations before this, far older than we currently recognize. Evidence for this can be found in anomalies scattered throughout Egypt, structures that do not fit the traditional timeline. One of the most intriguing pieces of evidence is the Sphinx. Geological studies suggest that the weathering patterns on the Sphinx indicate water erosion, meaning it could date back to a time when Egypt was not a desert, but a lush, rainy land. Some geologists argue that this could place the Sphinx's origins as far back as 10,000 BC, at the very end of the last ice age. If true, this would mean that an advanced civilization existed in Egypt long before the dynastic period. Could the same civilization responsible for the Sphinx have built the underground pillars? If so, what happened to them? Why is there no record of their existence? The answer may lie in an event that reshaped the world, the Younger Dryas Cataclysm. Around 12,800 years ago, the Earth experienced a sudden, extreme climate shift, likely caused by a cosmic impact. This event led to massive flooding, the collapse of ancient ecosystems, and the possible destruction of entire civilizations. Some believe that the survivors of this ancient catastrophe may have passed down their knowledge, seeding the rise of later civilizations, including the Egyptians. Could the pyramids themselves be a continuation of this lost knowledge? Were the underground pillars part of a structure that was buried and forgotten in the chaos of a global disaster? Part 3. The Forbidden Knowledge Theory. What if the underground pillars are more than just remnants of an ancient civilization? What if they hide something far more profound, something that was meant to be buried, not by nature, but by design? For centuries, legends have spoken of a hall of records, a secret chamber said to hold the lost wisdom of an ancient world. Some believe it contains scrolls, tablets, and knowledge from a forgotten civilization, perhaps even predating Egypt itself. Could these underground pillars be part of that forbidden archive? Part 4. The Pyramid Power Plant Theory. Unveiling an Ancient Energy System. The Great Pyramid of Giza has long been a marvel of architectural genius. Yet, for centuries, researchers have struggled to fully explain its purpose. Traditional views tell us that the pyramid was built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu around 2600 BC. But some scholars and fringe theorists propose a more extraordinary hypothesis. Could the Great Pyramid have been an ancient power plant designed to harness and transmit energy across vast distances? This theory, first proposed by Nikola Tesla, suggests that the Great Pyramid's unique structure could have been part of an ancient energy system, possibly similar to the wireless transmission of energy Tesla sought to achieve in the early 20th century. Tesla himself was fascinated by the idea of using the Earth's natural frequencies to transmit energy wirelessly. In fact, his experiments with Tesla coils and the Wardenclyffe Tower, an attempt to build a system of wireless energy transmission, bear a striking resemblance to the layout and structure of the Great Pyramid. The pyramids and their potential energy source. To understand this theory, we need to examine the physical properties of the Great Pyramid. The structure is made of over 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing several tons, perfectly aligned with the cardinal points of the compass. The pyramid's internal chambers, particularly the King's Chamber, have been found to resonate at certain frequencies when exposed to sound waves, a discovery that has fascinated acoustics experts and researchers. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting the power plant theory comes from the electromagnetic anomalies found within the pyramid. Scientists have detected strange electromagnetic fields within the Great Pyramid that seem to resonate at specific frequencies, much like how certain materials resonate at their natural frequencies when exposed to certain sound waves. This has led some to speculate that the Great Pyramid could have been designed to interact with the Earth's natural electromagnetic field, much like a giant antenna transmitting and receiving energy. Further studies have shown that the pyramid's interior chambers align with the magnetic field lines of the Earth. Some researchers propose that these chambers were designed to act as resonators, amplifying and focusing energy from the Earth's magnetic fields. Could the pyramid have been harnessing the planet's natural energy to create an energy system that could power the entire region? The role of the underground pillars. Now, let's circle back to the recent discovery of the underground pillars beneath the pyramids. These structures, still partially buried beneath the sands, are too precise and symmetrical to be considered natural formations. Archaeologists and geologists are still unsure what their function could have been, but the perfect alignment of these pillars has led some to suggest that they may have been integral components of the energy system that powered the pyramid. According to some theorists, these pillars could have been designed to act as conductors or transformers of energy, connecting the Great Pyramid to a larger network of underground energy channels. It's possible that the ancient Egyptians utilized these structures to channel energy directly into the pyramid, where it was stored, amplified, or transmitted. The idea that the pyramids could have been part of a larger energy grid is not as outlandish as it might first seem. Ancient cultures across the world, from the Egyptians to the Mesoamerican civilizations, were known to have a sophisticated understanding of energy and natural forces, though much of this knowledge was lost over time. Magnetic and electrical anomalies. Inside the pyramid. But let's focus on the mysterious electromagnetic anomalies inside the Great Pyramid. Studies done by scientists and researchers have uncovered strange magnetic fields within the pyramid. Instruments have measured fluctuations in the local magnetic field, especially around the Queen's Chamber and King's Chamber, indicating that the structure may be tapping into Earth's natural geomagnetic energy. What makes this discovery particularly intriguing is that many of these readings are unlike anything found in modern buildings. The pyramid appears to interact with the Earth's magnetic field in a way that suggests it was designed for a specific purpose, likely to channel energy. Furthermore, there are areas within the pyramid that appear to be static-free zones, which suggests that the pyramid may have been constructed to block out interference and allow for the smooth transmission of energy. Some researchers even propose that the Great Pyramid was designed to function as an electrical generator, utilizing the natural energy of the Earth's magnetic field to power something much larger. This could explain why the ancient Egyptians went to such lengths to construct the pyramid with such precision, aligning it perfectly with the cardinal points of the Earth. Could they have been trying to harness the very forces of nature itself? The pyramid's connection to Tesla's wireless power transmission. One of the most fascinating connections between the pyramid and modern science comes from Nikola Tesla, whose work in wireless energy transmission remains groundbreaking even today. Tesla believed that it was possible to transmit energy across great distances without wires, using the Earth itself as a conduit for energy. Tesla's research into resonance and frequencies suggests that certain structures, like the Great Pyramid, could function as large resonant cavities, allowing energy to be collected and transmitted without the need for wires. Tesla's experiments with the Wardenclyffe Tower, a structure designed to wirelessly transmit electrical power, show remarkable similarities to the pyramid's design. Both structures were intended to harness natural energy and transmit it over large distances. Could it be that the Egyptians, thousands of years ago, had already discovered a way to tap into the same earthly energy Tesla sought to harness? The purpose of the pyramids. Beyond a tomb. If the pyramid was not just a tomb but also an advanced power plant, the implications are far-reaching. Why then would the Egyptians design such a complex and mysterious structure only to bury it under centuries of sand and silence? Was the knowledge of how to harness this energy lost over time, deliberately concealed, or was it simply abandoned when the original builders vanished? Could the pyramid's ability to generate energy have been tied to an even greater, more advanced understanding of the world, one that has been lost to history? Tesla's legacy and the modern search for lost energy. Today, the quest for renewable energy and free energy technologies continues. Could the ancient Egyptians have known how to use the Earth's magnetic fields to generate energy, only for this knowledge to be lost in the sands of time? Could the recent discovery of the underground pillars and the mysterious energy readings inside the pyramid be evidence that the pyramids were part of a grander energy system, a system that has yet to be fully understood? As technology advances and we look to the past for answers, we find ourselves asking, did the ancient Egyptians tap into the very forces of nature? Could the pyramids have been designed as ancient power plants, harnessing the Earth's energy in ways we are only beginning to understand? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future of energy technology and our understanding of lost civilizations? Part 5. The Forbidden Knowledge. Secrets beneath the pyramids. As we venture deeper into the secrets of ancient Egypt, we come across a tantalizing and mysterious concept: the Hall of Records. For centuries, legends have whispered of a hidden chamber, buried deep beneath the sands of the Giza Plateau, containing forbidden knowledge, a trove of ancient scrolls, texts, and artifacts that hold the key to understanding the true history of the Egyptian civilization, and perhaps even the lost civilizations that came before them. This theory, popularized by the famous psychic Edgar Cayce, suggests that the Hall of Records is hidden beneath the Great Sphinx or somewhere on the Giza Plateau. According to Cayce's visions, the Hall of Records holds knowledge far beyond what we've been taught in modern history. It is said to contain information on the true origins of the pyramids, the lost history of Atlantis, and advanced scientific and spiritual knowledge that was deliberately hidden from the world after a catastrophic event. But what if the Hall of Records is more than just a legend? What if, beneath the sands of Giza, there are actual physical structures, buried chambers, waiting to be discovered, containing ancient technologies, sacred knowledge, and evidence of lost civilizations? Could these chambers be linked to the underground pillars we've already uncovered? If the pyramids were not just tombs, but part of a larger energy system, could the Hall of Records be a center of knowledge directly connected to the energy network beneath the pyramids? The legend of the Hall of Records. The concept of the Hall of Records dates back to ancient texts and mystical traditions. The Egyptian Book of the Dead and other ancient writings reference the idea of hidden knowledge that would be revealed only to those deemed worthy. This knowledge was said to hold the secrets of the universe, including the true purpose of the pyramids and the origins of humanity. In modern times, the Hall of Records has captured the imagination of both mainstream and alternative researchers. Edgar Cayce's predictions about its location have sparked numerous investigations, and some believe that the hall is situated near or under the Great Sphinx. According to Cayce, the records would be revealed at a time when humanity is ready to receive the ancient wisdom, knowledge that could potentially change the course of history. But even without Cayce's visions, there is physical evidence that suggests the existence of hidden chambers beneath the Giza Plateau. In recent years, new technologies like ground-penetrating radar and 3D mapping have revealed anomalies deep beneath the surface, suggesting that there may be structures buried under the sands, structures that have yet to be explored. The search for the Hall of Records. In the past few decades, archaeologists and researchers have conducted numerous surveys of the Giza Plateau, trying to locate the legendary Hall of Records. Using modern scanning techniques, they've uncovered anomalous readings beneath the Sphinx and the surrounding area, suggesting the presence of underground chambers and passageways. In 1990, a team of scientists and archaeologists, including Dr. Zahi Hawass, used ground-penetrating radar to scan the Giza Plateau. Their results showed that beneath the Sphinx there are indeed hidden chambers, some of which are undisturbed and may have remained sealed for thousands of years. This discovery has fueled speculation that these chambers could be the location of the long-rumored Hall of Records. Moreover, other areas near the Great Pyramid have shown similar signs of hidden spaces. Researchers have identified possible doorways or tunnels that lead deep beneath the surface, some of which could be connected to the underground pillars we discussed earlier. These pillars, which are still shrouded in mystery, may be part of a larger underground complex, one that could lead to the Hall of Records itself. The connection between the Hall of Records and the underground pillars. The newly discovered underground pillars have sparked even more intrigue in this ongoing search. Could these pillars be part of an ancient structure designed to protect or conceal the Hall of Records? If the pillars are part of an energy system beneath the pyramids, it's possible that they were also part of the security system for the Hall, which could have been a repository of information so powerful, so dangerous, that it needed to be hidden from the world. Some theorists suggest that the pillars may have acted as energy conduits or protective barriers, controlling access to the underground chambers. Theories vary, but one idea is that these pillars were placed strategically to block access to the Hall of Records or to prevent anyone from tampering with the information contained inside. If these structures were built with such precision, it suggests that the knowledge they were protecting was of immense value, capable of changing the understanding of our past, present, and future. Additionally, the magnetic anomalies detected within the Great Pyramid and surrounding areas may be linked to the energy-based security systems that guarded the Hall of Records. Could these strange electromagnetic fields have been used to keep people away from certain areas or to activate secret mechanisms designed to protect the sacred knowledge hidden below? Lost civilizations and advanced technology. The Hall of Records, if it exists, could hold the keys to understanding the advanced technologies of the ancient Egyptians, and perhaps even older civilizations that preceded them. The pyramid complex, along with the underground pillars, might have been part of a global network of ancient energy systems. Some researchers believe that ancient cultures, such as those from Atlantis, possessed technologies that were far more advanced than we ever imagined. These technologies could have been based on the principles of electromagnetic energy, acoustic resonance, and free energy, all of which seem to have been forgotten or suppressed over the centuries. Could the ancient Egyptians have been part of a greater network of civilizations that shared knowledge about energy, architecture, and advanced science? The discovery of the underground pillars and the potential existence of the Hall of Records raises the question: did these lost civilizations possess technology that allowed them to manipulate natural forces in ways that we still don't fully understand? And if they did, where did all of this knowledge go? Could the pyramids themselves be designed to preserve this knowledge, passing it down to future generations? Some believe that the pyramid complex was a time capsule, created not only as a tomb, but also as a repository of knowledge meant to survive through the ages, waiting for the right time to be rediscovered. The mystery of the hidden chambers. In recent years, the discovery of hidden chambers has sparked renewed interest in the idea that the Hall of Records may lie beneath the Giza Plateau, possibly even under the Sphinx. There is strong evidence to suggest that these chambers are sealed away, hidden for a reason. Could the Egyptians, or those before them, have deliberately chosen to keep this knowledge concealed? Was it a precautionary measure to protect humanity from dangerous information or power that could have been misused? Some researchers believe that the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx could contain artifacts, texts, or even ancient tools that would revolutionize our understanding of Egypt's past and its advanced knowledge. Could these chambers also hold records of a lost civilization, one that predated even the ancient Egyptians? Part 6. The Sphinx Code, Decoding the Silent Guardian. For thousands of years, it has sat motionless beneath the burning Egyptian sun, its expression frozen in eternal watchfulness. The great Sphinx of Giza, with the body of a lion and the head of a man, is more than just a monument. It's a riddle wrapped in stone, silently guarding secrets that may never have been meant for us to know. Part 6 of our journey will focus on the Sphinx itself, its hidden depths, strange alignments, possible connection to the underground pillars, and the baffling questions that still leave scientists and researchers divided. Mainstream Egyptology places the construction of the Sphinx around 2500 BCE, attributing it to Pharaoh Khafre. But what if this timeline is wrong? What if the Sphinx is far older than the pyramids themselves? Some evidence suggests that the erosion on the Sphinx's body was not caused by wind or sand, but by water. This theory, first proposed by geologist Dr. Robert Schoch, shocked the academic world. He observed deep vertical weathering patterns on the body of the Sphinx that could only have been caused by sustained rainfall, and that hasn't happened in Egypt for over 9,000 years. This leads to a bold proposition. The Sphinx may be more than 12,000 years old, dating back to an era long before dynastic Egypt, a time of cataclysm and perhaps a lost civilization, one capable of constructing megalithic architecture with precision that modern tools struggle to replicate. If true, the Sphinx may be one of the oldest structures on Earth, and its very presence challenges everything we know about human history. What lies beneath the Sphinx? In the 1980s and 90s, teams using ground-penetrating radar detected cavities beneath and around the Sphinx. These anomalies suggested the presence of sealed chambers, corridors, and man-made tunnels, a finding that strangely aligned with Edgar Cayce's prediction of a hall of records being hidden beneath the Sphinx's paws. The Egyptian government has officially denied these chambers contain anything of significance, but the data shows otherwise. Why would chambers be sealed beneath one of the most iconic monuments on Earth? What lies beneath, locked away for millennia? Could this be another piece of the puzzle, a subterranean network connected to the recently discovered underground pillars, forming part of a vast system of ancient structures hidden beneath the Giza Plateau? Some believe the Sphinx was built to mark a specific moment in celestial history. The body of a lion aligns with the constellation Leo, and around 10,500 BCE, Leo rose on the eastern horizon, precisely where the Sphinx stares. This date not only supports Schoch's theory of extreme antiquity, but also aligns with Plato's story of Atlantis, suggesting that the Sphinx may be a time marker, left by an older civilization that once thrived before the floods and chaos of a forgotten age. Symbolism and encoded knowledge. The Sphinx itself is steeped in symbology. Its body, the lion, symbolizes strength, power, and the astrological age of Leo. Its human head could signify consciousness, wisdom, or a direct link to divine or cosmic intelligence. This hybrid form is not unique to Egypt. Similar guardian figures appear across ancient cultures, from Mesopotamian Lamassu to South American feline deities, suggesting a shared memory, a cultural echo passed down from a global prehistoric civilization. What if the Sphinx is not just a statue, but a code? A monument built to store information symbolically, a message left in plain sight for future generations to decode? The proportions, the placement, even the orientation, everything about the Sphinx could hold clues. Perhaps it encodes mathematical relationships, star alignments, or even cosmic cycles like the precession of the equinoxes, a 26,000-year wobble in Earth's rotation known and measured by ancient cultures who, we're told, had no such astronomical instruments. Guarding the ancient power systems? If the Sphinx is indeed linked to a pre-dynastic civilization, could it have been constructed as part of a protective system to guard something far more valuable than just a king's ego? If we consider the Giza Plateau as a kind of ancient energy grid with underground pillars channeling energy or protecting sacred information, the Sphinx's role may have been not symbolic, but functional. Its placement directly in front of the pyramid complex makes it a sentinel, possibly watching over access points to underground chambers or regulating entry to the Hall of Records. Ancient cultures were obsessed with guarding knowledge. Temples, tombs, and monuments often included guardian figures: lions, sphinxes, dragons. Perhaps the Sphinx itself is the most powerful of all, a silent gatekeeper to forbidden truths, waiting for humanity to become ready. Could it also be a kind of stone switch positioned over an entryway and requiring a certain resonance, acoustic, vibrational, or magnetic, to open access below? Some theorists believe the ancient Egyptians and those before them understood how to use sound frequencies to manipulate matter. Could the Sphinx respond not to keys or levers, but to harmonic frequencies, specific sounds that would activate ancient mechanisms? Ancient restoration? Another stunning clue comes from the fact that the Sphinx appears to have been restored in ancient times. Inscriptions on nearby temples mention a dream stele erected by Pharaoh Thutmose IV, who claimed to have had a vision while sleeping near the Sphinx. In this dream, the Sphinx spoke to him, promising kingship in return for its excavation from the sand. This wasn't just symbolic. When the dream stele was found, it suggested that even by 1400 BCE, the Sphinx was already ancient and buried, further supporting the idea that it predates known Egyptian history. So who built the original Sphinx? What tools did they use? And why would a civilization go to such lengths to preserve and guard it, unless it was part of something far greater than a king's tomb? A monument to lost knowledge. The deeper we dig into the mystery of the Sphinx, the more the conventional narrative begins to fall apart. Water erosion, celestial alignment, hidden chambers, unexplained proportions, and even a missing twin Sphinx. Yes, some ancient texts and oral traditions suggest there were once two Sphinxes at Giza, mirroring each other. If true, then one has vanished, or remains buried, undiscovered, somewhere under the sands. The Sphinx is not merely a statue, it's a question, a riddle not meant to be solved with pickaxes and carbon dating, but with insight, patience, and a willingness to challenge the boundaries of accepted history. And when placed in the larger context of the newly discovered underground pillars, the possibility emerges that the Sphinx isn't an isolated anomaly. It's part of a system, a design far older and more deliberate than anything we've imagined. Part 7. The Pyramid Power Plants. Theories of Ancient Energy Systems. For centuries, the Great Pyramids of Egypt have been viewed as tombs, massive monuments dedicated to the pharaohs. But what if they were something else entirely? What if their true purpose was not funerary, but technological? In Part 7, we dive into one of the most controversial and mind-bending theories of all. The idea that the pyramids were not just structures of stone, but advanced energy generators. The electrical mystery of the pyramids. What makes a pyramid an energy device? The answer lies in the unusual properties of its materials, its internal structure, and its positioning on Earth. Unlike other ancient tombs, the Great Pyramid of Giza lacks inscriptions, mummies, or clear burial evidence. Instead, it contains a complex network of chambers, shafts, and alignments that seem to resonate with electromagnetic energy. Consider these key facts. The pyramid's materials. The limestone casing stones of the Great Pyramid were highly polished and conductive. Beneath the pyramid, the base was made of granite, which contains high amounts of quartz, a material used in modern electronics to generate energy through piezoelectricity. Gold capstone hypothesis. Some ancient texts and oral traditions suggest that the Great Pyramid originally had a gold capstone. Gold is an excellent conductor of electricity. If the pyramid was designed as a power-generating structure, this missing capstone might have played a crucial role in transmitting or directing energy. Water beneath the pyramid. Geophysical surveys have detected water channels beneath the Great Pyramid. Flowing water can generate an electric current through the process of electromagnetic induction. Could the Nile's underground waters have been part of an ancient energy system? Nikola Tesla's connection to pyramid energy. Nikola Tesla, the legendary inventor, was obsessed with pyramids. He believed they held the key to wireless energy transmission. Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower, built in the early 1900s, was designed to send energy through the Earth's ionosphere, a concept eerily similar to what some believe the pyramids were meant to do. Tesla's patents describe a global energy system that mirrors the pyramidal structures. The principle? Electromagnetic resonance. If the Great Pyramid was built with similar principles, it could have functioned as a giant power station, drawing energy from the Earth and transmitting it across great distances. And Tesla wasn't the only one intrigued by this idea. In 2018, scientists at ITMO University in Russia conducted a study and found that the Great Pyramid of Giza could naturally focus electromagnetic waves, particularly in the radio frequency range. This means the structure itself may have acted like a resonator for electrical energy, just as Tesla suspected. Why were pyramids built worldwide? If the pyramids were truly energy-generating devices, it would explain why similar structures exist all over the world, from Mexico's Teotihuacan to China's pyramidal mounds, and even the Bosnian pyramid. Could this indicate a shared ancient technology, lost to history? Some researchers believe that civilizations across the globe were tapping into a natural energy grid, using pyramids as conductors of Earth's energy. The Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan has been found to produce electromagnetic anomalies. The Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun reportedly emits an electromagnetic beam from its apex. Ancient texts from Egypt, India, and South America all describe powerful energy fields associated with sacred structures. What if the ancient world wasn't as primitive as we think? What if pyramids were part of an advanced energy network forgotten by time? The King's Chamber. A resonance chamber? Inside the Great Pyramid, the King's Chamber is built from massive blocks of granite, each containing high amounts of quartz. When sound or vibrations pass through quartz, it generates an electrical charge, a phenomenon known as the piezoelectric effect. Could this chamber have been designed to resonate with specific frequencies, amplifying energy within the pyramid? Some theories suggest the Great Pyramid shafts were designed to channel and focus energy, possibly even emitting it into the atmosphere. Ancient Egyptian texts mention the Ba and Ka energy fields, which some interpret as references to life force or spiritual energy grids. Was the Great Pyramid a machine that harnessed and manipulated these unseen forces? Ancient technology or lost knowledge? If the pyramid was truly an energy-generating device, what happened to this knowledge? Why did later Egyptian dynasties seemingly forget its purpose? Some researchers believe that after a great cataclysm, a flood, a war, or an external event, the knowledge of pyramid energy was lost or suppressed. Later civilizations may have repurposed the structures, turning them into tombs rather than technology. But if we can unlock their original purpose, could we tap into a clean and limitless energy source? Could understanding pyramid energy help us move beyond fossil fuels and toward a new era of power generation? Conclusion of Part 7. The Forgotten Power Plants. The pyramids are not just stone structures, they are mathematical, architectural, and possibly energetic mysteries. Were they part of a lost global energy grid? Did ancient civilizations know how to harness Earth's natural energy fields? Could rediscovering this knowledge change the way we understand history and the future of technology? Part 8. Unveiling the Underground Labyrinths and the Quest for the Hall of Records. The Giza Plateau, renowned for its majestic pyramids and the enigmatic Sphinx, has long been the subject of theories suggesting the existence of hidden subterranean structures. Recent claims by Italian researchers have reignited debates about a vast underground network beneath the pyramids, potentially leading to the legendary Hall of Records, a repository of ancient knowledge. Recent claims and discoveries. In March 2025, a team of Italian researchers, led by Professor Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa, reported the discovery of what they describe as a vast underground city beneath the pyramids of Giza. Utilizing radar imaging technology, they identified anomalies suggesting the presence of extensive subterranean structures, including vertical shafts, spiral staircases, and large chambers. These findings have sparked both intrigue and skepticism within the archaeological community. Recent claims and discoveries. In March 2025, a team of Italian researchers, led by Professor Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa, reported the discovery of what they describe as a vast underground city beneath the pyramids of Giza. Utilizing radar imaging technology, they identified anomalies suggesting the presence of extensive subterranean structures, including vertical shafts, spiral staircases, and large chambers. These findings have sparked both intrigue and skepticism within the archaeological community. Ancient accounts of a subterranean world. The idea of hidden structures beneath Egypt is not new. Ancient writers such as Herodotus and Strabo spoke of vast underground complexes, labyrinths so intricate that no one could navigate them without becoming lost. Herodotus, often referred to as the father of history, described a labyrinth near the pyramid of Hawara that allegedly contained 3,000 rooms filled with hieroglyphs and inscriptions. Could a similar underground structure exist beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza? Could Herodotus's descriptions have been misunderstood and the true labyrinth hidden beneath Egypt's most famous monument? More recent historical texts suggest that Egyptian priests were aware of an underground world, accessible only to a select few. The famous Temple of Edfu contains inscriptions speaking of a primeval island where the gods once walked, a place that some researchers believe represents a hidden realm below the surface. But until recently, these accounts remained mere speculation. That changed with the advent of modern technology, scientific evidence, radar scans, and the search for hidden chambers. Over the past few decades, advancements in ground-penetrating radar, GPR, and electromagnetic imaging have allowed researchers to peer beneath the sands. What they found stunned the world. Radar scans beneath the Sphinx in the 1990s revealed hollow spaces and unexplained voids. The discovery led to renewed theories that a network of tunnels could connect the Sphinx to the pyramids. In 2017, a team of Japanese scientists detected a massive void inside the Great Pyramid of Giza using cosmic ray imaging. This void, located above the Grand Gallery, remains unexplored, and its purpose is unknown. Italian researchers in 2025 reported anomalies beneath the pyramids, suggesting the presence of spiral staircases, vertical shafts, and large chambers, an indication that a vast underground city may exist. If these findings are accurate, they could confirm what ancient texts have suggested for millennia, an underground world beneath Egypt hidden from history. The Hall of Records. The lost knowledge of an advanced civilization? The Hall of Records is one of the most controversial and fascinating aspects of this underground mystery. According to legend, it is a secret chamber containing ancient knowledge left behind by an advanced civilization, perhaps even the lost city of Atlantis. The idea was popularized by Edgar Cayce, a renowned American clairvoyant, who claimed that beneath the Sphinx's right paw, a hidden chamber exists. In his readings, he described a library of lost wisdom containing the true history of humanity, including information about the fall of Atlantis and ancient knowledge far surpassing our own. If such a chamber does exist, why has it never been found? Some believe it has been deliberately hidden or sealed, while others suggest that Egyptian authorities may already know of its existence but have kept it secret from the public. Despite multiple excavations and research missions, no official discovery of the Hall of Records has been made. However, with new scanning technologies and persistent curiosity, some researchers believe we are closer than ever to uncovering the truth. Theories on the purpose of the underground tunnels. If an underground city exists beneath the pyramids, what was its purpose? Here are some of the most debated theories. 1. A hidden refuge for the elite. Some believe that these tunnels and chambers served as a sanctuary for priests, scholars, or even an elite ruling class who needed protection during times of disaster or invasion. 2. A burial site for ancient kings. Others suggest that beneath the pyramids lies the true necropolis of the pharaohs, where hidden tombs of great rulers remain undiscovered. 3. An ancient power grid. Some alternative researchers propose that the underground structures were part of a forgotten energy system, harnessing the Earth's natural electromagnetic fields to generate power, possibly linked to the pyramid energy theories discussed earlier. 4. A portal to another world. A more esoteric theory suggests that the tunnels were part of an ancient ritual complex designed for spiritual transformation or even interdimensional travel. Some ancient Egyptian texts do speak of the Duat, a hidden underworld where the gods and the dead traveled. Could the underground structures be linked to this mythological realm? Whatever their true purpose, the underground world of Egypt remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of archaeology. Why is this information not widely known? Despite compelling evidence and historical accounts, discussions about underground labyrinths and the Hall of Records rarely make it into mainstream archaeology. Why? Some argue that political and economic interests prevent open discussion, as revealing such a discovery could challenge long-held historical narratives. Others believe that Egyptian authorities have restricted access to certain areas of the pyramids and Sphinx, preventing independent researchers from investigating further. And some propose that certain discoveries may have already been made, but their implications are so profound that they have been kept from the public. While these claims remain controversial, one thing is clear: there is still much we do not know about the Giza Plateau. Conclusion of Part 8. The Underground Enigma. Beneath the sands of Egypt, something incredible may still be waiting to be discovered. Whether it is an ancient city, a lost hall of records, or a forgotten technology, the evidence suggests that history is far more complex than we have been taught. Could we be on the verge of uncovering a vast underground world? Is the Hall of Records just a myth, or could it contain the true origins of humanity? Will modern technology finally allow us to peer into the depths of Egypt's hidden past? Part 9. Decoding the Sacred Knowledge, Symbols, Geometry, and Forgotten Wisdom. While massive stones and towering monuments may draw the eye, it is in the subtle language of symbols and geometry that ancient Egypt whispers its deepest truths. The walls of temples and tombs are etched with cryptic hieroglyphs, symbols that many believe were not merely decorative or ceremonial, but repositories of a forgotten science. This part will take us beyond the physical world, into the coded language of the ancients, where geometry, symbolism, and sacred mathematics point to a level of knowledge that modern science is only beginning to comprehend. The hidden language of hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs are often described as a sacred script, a term that is more literal than symbolic. To the ancient Egyptians, writing was an act of creation. Words had power, and each symbol carried layers of meaning. What's often overlooked is that hieroglyphs operate on multiple levels simultaneously. Literal, describing events, people, or places. Symbolic, representing spiritual concepts or cosmic principles. Mathematical and geometric, encoded with precise proportions and alignments. Take, for instance, the Ankh, commonly translated as life. But deeper analysis shows its shape could represent the intersection of heaven and earth, or perhaps even a key, possibly a metaphorical one, to dimensions beyond the physical. Modern linguists decipher hieroglyphs primarily for literal meaning, but esoteric scholars argue that this approach misses the multidimensional structure of the language. Much like sacred texts in other traditions, the deeper messages may only reveal themselves to those with initiation or symbolic understanding. Sacred geometry. The blueprint of creation. Beyond language, the architecture itself is a message. The precision of the pyramids, the alignment with the stars, and the repetition of ratios such as pi, p, and the golden ratio, f, suggest that these monuments were constructed not only to awe, but to mirror the divine structure of the cosmos. The Great Pyramid, for example, encodes pi in the relationship between its height and perimeter. The positioning of the pyramids on the Giza plateau matches the belt stars of Orion, a constellation associated with Osiris, god of the afterlife. The internal chambers are laid out with mathematical precision, aligning with key solar and stellar events. Was this simply clever engineering, or did the Egyptians possess a form of spiritual science now lost to time? Some researchers propose that the use of these ratios wasn't merely symbolic, but functional, capable of resonating with natural frequencies, enhancing consciousness, or even interacting with Earth's electromagnetic field. The Djed, the Eye of Horus, and other hidden codes among the many recurring symbols, a few stand out as especially mysterious and possibly technological. The Djed Pillar. Often called the spine of Osiris, this symbol appears frequently in temples and tombs. To mainstream archaeologists, it represents stability. But to alternative theorists, it may depict a powerful energy device, perhaps a vibrational conduit, or even an ancient power system. Some even speculate it was used in the process of raising consciousness, much like the Kundalini system in ancient India, where energy ascends the spine to trigger enlightenment. Could the Djed represent an Egyptian understanding of the human energy field? The Eye of Horus. This symbol is commonly linked with protection and healing, but its structure has intrigued anatomists. It closely matches the cross-section of the human brain, particularly the pineal gland, which is often referred to as the third eye. Was the Eye of Horus a symbol for inner vision, hinting at the Egyptians' knowledge of neuroanatomy and altered states of consciousness? The Benben Stone. Said to have descended from the heavens, the Benben stone was kept in the temple of Heliopolis. It is described as a pyramidion, or the capstone of a pyramid. Some accounts suggest it was made of an unknown material, possibly even metallic or crystalline, and may have had properties unknown to modern science. Could this be evidence of a now lost technological artifact, perhaps connected to the mysterious function of the pyramids? Lost initiatory knowledge. The mystery schools of Egypt. Behind the temples and symbols were the mystery schools, ancient institutions of higher knowledge, where priests and initiates were trained not just in religion, but in astronomy, medicine, sacred geometry, metaphysics, and sound resonance. These schools operated in secret, and their teachings were preserved only through oral tradition and symbolic architecture. Initiates were believed to undergo spiritual transformations, guided through ritual and sacred architecture to reach states of higher awareness. The Temple of Luxor, for example, is thought to represent the human body in layout, suggesting that a journey through its corridors was also a symbolic journey through one's own anatomy and consciousness. This idea ties back to the pyramids. Could their internal passages have been part of an initiatory process designed not as tombs, but as temples of transformation? A science beyond our time? Putting it all together, the question becomes unavoidable. Did the ancient Egyptians possess knowledge far beyond what we credit them for? The precision, the symbolic language, the alignment with celestial patterns, the recurring references to sound, energy, and spiritual states, all point to a civilization deeply in tune with the cosmos. What if the secrets of ancient Egypt were never meant to be interpreted as superstition, but as encoded messages for the future, messages we're only just beginning to understand? As we peel back the layers of these symbols, we find not just remnants of a lost world, but possibly clues to a greater truth about ourselves, our origins, and our destiny. Part 10: Forbidden Technologies and the Final Truth of Ancient Egypt. As we reach the final leg of this journey, we stand before a question far more important than any single artifact, symbol, or hidden chamber. What if everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt is wrong? Not just slightly misinterpreted, but completely, fundamentally misunderstood. For centuries, historians have painted Egypt as a civilization driven by mythology and religion, erecting grand monuments as burial tombs and tributes to their gods. But the deeper we dig, literally and figuratively, the more that narrative begins to crumble. The evidence is overwhelming, from mathematical impossibilities to architectural feats, from anomalous artifacts to forgotten symbols. Every clue points towards something much greater, a civilization, or perhaps even a pre-civilization that held knowledge we are only just beginning to comprehend. Knowledge that might have been technological, cosmic, or even otherworldly. Let's examine the final, most controversial pieces of the puzzle, the ones that challenge the very foundation of mainstream history. The Dendera light bulbs, a forgotten form of illumination? Deep within the Temple of Hathor at Dendera lies one of the most bizarre carvings in all of Egypt. It depicts what appears to be a glass bulb, inside of which a serpent-shaped filament stretches outward, connected to what looks like a power source, or insulator. Mainstream Egyptologists call it a mythological scene, but alternative theorists argue it may represent a form of ancient electrical technology. The bulb bears striking similarities to a Crookes tube, a primitive form of the cathode ray tube used in early electrical experiments. Even more curious, the absence of soot in most inner tombs and passageways. If these areas were lit by oil lamps or fire, there should be carbon residue, but many of them are pristine. Could the Egyptians have used a non-combustible, radiant light source, now lost to time? If so, who gave them this technology? Sound, frequency, and vibrational engineering. Another key thread weaving through these mysteries is the Egyptians' obsession with sound and frequency. Temples such as the Great Temple of Karnak and the Osirian at Abydos exhibit acoustic properties that modern engineers are still trying to understand. Some chambers within the Great Pyramid respond to specific frequencies, creating standing wave patterns that suggest intentional tuning. Could the pyramid itself have functioned as a resonator? Perhaps it was designed to harness vibrational energy, similar to the theories surrounding Nikola Tesla's wireless power systems. Or maybe the ancient priests understood the power of sound for healing, consciousness, or even levitation. Indeed, some legends suggest that stone blocks were moved using sound, a theory that finds support in Tibetan stories and modern acoustic levitation experiments. Could it be that the Egyptians used frequency-based tools to construct their monuments? The lost civilization. Hypothesis. All of this points to a possibility most archaeologists refuse to consider, that the Egyptians may have inherited their knowledge. Many of the oldest structures, like the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, and the Osirian, appear to predate dynastic Egypt. The precision, erosion patterns, and lack of inscriptions all suggest a time long before the pharaohs. This idea is echoed in the legends of Egypt itself. The ancients spoke of the Zep-Tepi, the first time, an era when gods walked the earth, and a highly advanced civilization built the foundations of what we now call Egypt. Could this be the true lost civilization that many associate with Atlantis? A culture destroyed by cataclysm and buried by time, its surviving knowledge passed down through mystery schools and oral tradition? The legacy of Egypt, a warning or a blueprint. In the end, the ruins of ancient Egypt may not be relics of the past. They may be messages for the future. Warnings encoded in stone, symbols etched in temples, star maps carved into walls, not just to honor the dead, but to guide the living. Perhaps the Great Pyramid was never a tomb. Perhaps the Sphinx was never just a monument. Perhaps the secrets hidden beneath the sands are not lost, but waiting for a generation bold enough to question the narrative, curious enough to dig deeper, and wise enough to finally understand. Final reflection. You've just explored 1 hour of Egypt's greatest mystery. From hidden pillars and underground cities to sacred symbols, sonic engineering, and lost technology, you've seen the fragments of a story buried beneath centuries of sand, secrecy, and speculation. But one truth stands tall above the rest. The deeper we go, the more we realize how little we truly know. And perhaps that's what makes ancient Egypt more than just a civilization. It's a mirror, a mystery, and maybe, just maybe, a message.